Today we look at the hack which took the world by storm and affected multiple governments and corporations, the SolarWinds attack. The global statistics indicate that upward of 18,000 customers have been affected, potentially needing billions to recover the losses incurred. Before we have a look at this hack, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to never miss an update post that caught the attention of the entire IT community. A software known as Orion, which was developed by SolarWinds Incorporated, had become a victim of a remote access Trojan, or a RAT. The breach was estimated to be running since the spring of 2020 and went virtually unnoticed for months. The defeat sent the developers of the Orion software into a frenzy as they quickly released a couple of hotfixes for their platform in order to mitigate this threat and prevent further damage. But how did this come into existence? We first need to understand the platform which was responsible for this breach. SolarWinds, a software company based in Texas, United States, had developed a management platform known as Orion, catering to corporations and governments worldwide. Orion was responsible for the monitoring and management of IT administration. This included managing the client servers, virtualization components, and even the organization's network infrastructure that bought the platform. SolarWinds claims they have more than 300,000 clients, including US government agencies and several Fortune 500 companies. This entire chain can be classified as a supply chain attack. In this variant of cybercrime, the hackers target relatively weaker links in an organization's chain of control and delivery. These are preferably services rendered by a third party since there is no direct jurisdiction over it. In this case, the Orion platform was the primary target. The culprit, however, was software updates. The update server for SolarWinds Orion had a malicious version attached with malware, or a Trojan to be precise. This was made possible since the code repository that handled the software updates was breached. Once the update server repository was compromised, the source code of the applications became open to modification, and malicious code found its way onto the software. A remote access Trojan was attached to a potential update nicknamed the Sunburst update. This update gave hackers backdoor access to any client that uses the correct version. On its release, many clients believed the update to be legitimate since it came from the right source and they had no reason to believe otherwise. American government agencies were supposedly hit the hardest as the list of victims included the US Departments of Homeland Security, Treasury, and Health. Several private companies like Cisco, Nvidia, and Intel were compromised, according to a list published by the cybersecurity firm TrueSec. Most of the companies had issues with updates to fix these vulnerabilities introduced by the software. While the actual perpetrators have never been found, it is believed that this was an act of cross-border corporate espionage conducted by state-sponsored hackers either from Russia or China. Before we move forward, let's take a recap of the things we learned. What category of malware was responsible for the SolarWinds hack? Was it one, a virus, a remote access Trojan, a spyware, or a worm? Let us know your answers in the comment section right away, and we will reveal the correct answer in a week. Coming to possible reparations, the Biden government has launched a full investigation on the effects and the repercussions of this breach. There are a couple of things that we as consumers must always tend to when working our way through the World Wide Web. Using a password manager is highly recommended, which can generate secure alphanumeric passwords. You must also use different passwords for different coverage, since it acts as a safety net if hackers directly get a hold of our credentials. It cost the parent company nearly $18 million as reparations, making it one, if not the biggest hacks in cyberspace history. As
I know. See, California, no, no, California and Nevada. Nevada is very hot. But the thing is, you don't sweat because it's dry heat. Yeah, nice.
thousands of targets. The SolarWinds hack was